Hello everyone, I have an extra special kitty themed scrapbook layout to share with you today because today, the 28th of February, is my cat's birthday. Yay! And yes, I am a sad old crazy cat lady, and no, I don't care what anyone thinks of me, and yes, I am proud of it. So yes, anyways, for this layout I am using the My Mind's Eye Meow collection, which I've had for a good year now and still have a fair bit of left. Oopsie. And also some of the Doodlebug, Kitten, Smitten. I've only got the Ephemera and stickers for that, but we make it work. And the pictures I'm scrapping are of him as a kitten. You'll see them properly again, hopefully, in a minute. I was originally going to scrap for this little birthday layout pictures from his birthday last year when he was high as a kite on catnip, and I have some amusing photos of that. But I thought I had them printed, but apparently I don't. So I went for the kitten pictures instead, but they are super, super cute. And yes, so that main paper there, the pink one with all the little balls of wool or yarn, whatever you prefer to say, is from My Mind's Eye. But I also wanted another big patterned paper on it as well. And I wanted to use black and white, but I didn't have any black and white that would work. I actually have a lot of black and white, but nothing that was right for this. So I thought I would just make my own with that bit of scrap white cardstock, and I'm just stamping the black paw prints in the two different sizes all over it, really. That's what I'm doing in a rough pattern. I didn't think about it too hard because I'm too lazy to do anything like that. But yes, one thing I did do though is just make sure that some of it was coming off the edge, the little paws, like they're not all full whole paws kind of thing, just to make it look a bit more realistic that it is actually paper that I bought. Not that that really matters, but anyways. And I'm just cutting that slightly shorter than the paper because I just wanted there to be room for like the, there'd be paper behind it so you can see the pattern. And I'm also distressing the edges of that with my little Dovecraft distress tool, one of my favourite tools ever. I cannot live without it. I need it. I know you can use scissors to do it, but it's so much easier with that little thing. And I know other brands do it as well, but that's the only one I've tried. And I'm also just dabbing a bit of the black ink around the edges there, just helps it stand out a bit, makes it look more distressed and all that kind of thing. So yes, that's going on like that, and I really like the look of that. So here is where I'm playing with my two pictures, trying to figure out where to put them. You saw me cut down that first picture because it was like the majority of the picture was just bedding and it really didn't need to be that. So yes, I cut that down a bit. So we've got the two different size pictures. I like doing that if I use multiple photos, actually. I like the photos to be different sizes. I struggle if they're both the same size. But yes, I'm backing that picture on the pink because that picture's going to go on the black and white background, and that would be okay. You didn't want the pink on the pink kind of thing. But because I thought that this picture was going to be more on the pink background, I backed it with that grey and white stripe pattern, except it doesn't go there. And in a minute, I'm not entirely sure when, you will see what I'm going to do. But yes, so just playing around with where exactly to put those. And decided that it was about time to put that piece of cardstock, whatever you want to call it, on there. I'm just using my T-square there. There's the back of my head. Sorry about that. Just to make sure it's nice and straight. And yes, there we go. So to back these even more, what I've decided to do, I've got loads of scraps from the Meow collection, and I do like backing papers with like torn up scraps and stuff sometimes. So I decided to do that and do some very sort of organised tearing and stuff to figure out how I was going to put those. So I just keep doing that over and over again like so. So yes, today my boy, my baby, he's 8 years old. Even though he doesn't act like it, he still acts like a kitten. And the 28th is his actual birthday, his actual day of birth, because I happen to know when he was born. He was the kitten of a colleague's at the Times cat who got out the window and did what cats do, and so I sort of had claim to him before he was even born, and so I knew when he was born, and then when he was ready I went and got him, and he's been my little boy ever since. So yes, that's why I know it's the 28th of his actual birthday. And yes, so I don't know what else, I'm still doing my little torn up bits and stuff there to put those behind there. I'm trying to make them look a bit more rough, and I think it goes well with the kitten pictures. It's a bit scrappy and torn up because kittens tend to do that. They tear stuff up. Actually, what am I saying? Conan still tears stuff up, and he's 8. But yes, that one wasn't a scrap. I needed another colour, so I just had to tear that one up. I really like that one with the fishies, well, the dead fishies, quite dead fishies on there, and you'll see how much I like that in a minute. And I'm now waiting for something to happen because I know something is about to happen. I'm just like, when did I do this? I edited this video like a week ago. I'm sorry about that. I have forgotten when things it's about. It's coming. It's coming. This is what makes this layout extra special because I couldn't decide. And then boom, double page layout, something I've never done before, at least never done on a video. I know it's really not that exciting after all that build up. It's just like, yeah, and Grace, and everyone does double page layouts. I know, but I rarely do them, so it's fun for me. So that fishy paper with the dead fishies is again from My Mind's Eye. And yes, I decided to do the same kind of thing on there to tie in the 2 pages together and have another bit of white cardstock, which I was going to stamp all over. But I didn't want to do the exact same thing. So you can see that I cut it all out because you did not need to see me stamping and doing the exact same thing. But I did it down the bottom there at an angle, did a triangle sort of shape. And that's there. So that's the only thing I've done. And now I'm just playing around with the ephemera. Most of that ephemera is from the Doodlebug kit. I'm sure it's called Kitten Smitten. If it's not, it's something very, very similar to that. I'm not usually a fan of Doodlebug, really. I know they're really popular and everyone loves them, like, you know, but we all have different tastes. And generally speaking, Doodlebug is a little too cutesy for my taste. However, when it's kittens, I can do cutesy. So I do like the kitten one from Doodlebug. So what I'm doing with these 2 pages is sort of having one as like the sleepy side and one as the playful side. Those of you who had kittens know what kittens do. They sleep, they eat, and they play, and that's kind of it. So with the sleepy picture, I'm making a sleepy page with all like the little sleeping kittens and like the milk. Yes, I know kittens can't have proper milk, but let's pretend it's kitten milk and makes him sleepy, and you know, all that kind of thing. And there's that little thing that says catnap time, which is actually from a Kaisercraft ephemera pack. It's not from Doodlebug or My Mind's Eye. And then yes, on the other side I've got the more playful things, like the little kitten playing with the ball of wool or yarn, again depending on your preference, and like the little mouse and the toys and the kitten in the teacup. It says fun this way. And what I've also done is like each page has its own title. So that one I'm doing there, it says kitty. I would have preferred it to say kitten, but that's fine. That's what came in the ephemera pack. And the other one says Purrrfect, and I'm not gonna purr for you because that would be creepy, but you get the idea. So that's what I'm doing, just putting all that ephemera on in all those places where I think it is appropriate, really. So yes, cute story about when I got Conan. So as I said, he was the kitten of a former colleague's cat, and when I went to go pick him up when he was old enough and he was ready, and Mama Cat was getting a little fed up of these kittens, because they get to a point, the mum cats, where they're just like, oh, leave me alone. I went over to go get him, and because she was a colleague, I sat down and was having a cup of tea with her, and I just left my handbag and like the little cat carrier in the hallway and was watching the little kittens play with their mum and running around and stuff like that. And while I was chatting to my colleague, little baby Conan left his brother and sister and went and got into the cat carrier, my cat carrier that I'd brought for him, and fell asleep. It was like he knew. It was like it was meant to be. Oh, just for non-cat people or non-animal people, you're all just going, ugh. But I know fellow fur-loving people out there are just like, oh, it's cute. Which it is cute. Anyways, so moving on. I've put all the ephemera down. I'm adding a couple of stickers, both from the My Mind's Eye sticker pack and from the Doodlebug one. So I'm just putting love and purr on there. All those sort of just like, sleepy kitty. And then the more fun, colourful, that says meow, meow, meow. And yeah, I just, keep doing that. And I decided there needs to be another sleeping kitten on that layout. And I put it at an angle against that sort of the white cardstock I put down, because it kind of reminds me of how cats sleep in the weirdest of places. So that's just a little fun little bit of thing to tell you there. And I'm just adding a couple of the smaller pieces, like some paw prints and the little hearts, just dotting them all over the place. It's very, normal scrapbooking. That's not the word I want, but it's not mixed media, it's none of that. It's just very sort of classic scrapbooking, this one. Took a little break from the mixed media, and I'm just going normal with the ephemera. So as I was saying about the titles, each page has its own separate title, but there's also this title which is going to go across both of them. So they can be sort of seen as separate layouts, but they're also a double layout at the same time kind of thing. So those thickers are the And they're the crepe paper. You know the baby ranges that came out last year? There was a girl version and a boy version. It's the boy version from that. I got them really cheap in Hobbycraft. Otherwise, it wouldn't be something that I would usually use or buy. But that's why I got them. And around the title, I thought it just needed something there. So I added that cute little black kitten, because appropriate, because he is a black cat. And then a couple of paw prints and a little grey heart. And just, yeah, couple of little bits and pieces up there just to have, you know, some attention go to the title. Another little ball of wool / yarn down there because I didn't like that ephemera piece just completely on its own. And I'm just finishing off with some Nuvo drops in Duck Egg Blue, the white, which has a more interesting name than just white, but I forgot what it is, and the Buttermilk as well. And what I've done is the white is going on the pink layout, because if I'd put the white on the other one, then you wouldn't really see it. The Buttermilk is going on the white layout. The Buttermilk is the yellowish one, because it would look a little bit on the pink. And then I'm putting the blue on both layouts. I don't know why I went into so much detail with that. It makes sense in my head about how each layout has its own colour of Nuvo drop, and then there's a colour that goes over both layouts. Goodness me, I'm quite a loser. By the way, just a question. If anyone has that colour of Nuvo drop, the Buttermilk, is yours really hard to squeeze out? Like, is it really dry and it's much thicker than all the other drops? Or is it just mine? Do I have a dodgy one? I'm just wondering if it's that colour and then there's just, you know, that's just the way it is. Or if I got a dodgy one and if I just replace it with another Buttermilk, then it will work better. Just wondering. Anyway, I'm finishing off with just a couple of splatters of Heidi Swapp in black, just because I thought that would be appropriate. I didn't want to overdo it on the splatters for this layout, but just a couple, just around the ephemera pieces and all that kind of thing. And there we go, it is finished, my little double page, extra special happy birthday Conan layout. Again, still an old crazy cat lady, I'm still aware of it, it's fine. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. As always, please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Any questions or anything, please let me know. And for now, I shall go. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.